All right, ladies, grab your drinks, lock your group chats, and keep your screenshots ready because this story is layered, dramatic, and absolutely dripping in celebrity tea. This isn't just about love gone wrong. It's about patterns, timing, and the internet watching every move like it's a live series with no commercial breaks. Let's rewind back to 2020. The world was upside down. Everyone was indoors, experimenting with new hobbies, learning TikTok dances they would later deny, and stress-eating comfort food like it was a survival skill. In the middle of all that chaos, Tiffany Haddish appeared online glowing differently. Not new skincare routine glowing. Not good lighting glowing. This was the unmistakable glow of someone deeply in love. Soon enough, she confirmed. She was dating Common, and Tiffany was not quiet about it. She spoke openly, warmly, and vulnerably about the relationship. She described Common as her first real relationship. She said he made her feel safe, seen, valued. She spoke about him like she had finally found emotional stability after years of turbulence. For Tiffany, this wasn't just another celebrity romance, it felt like a milestone. She shared stories about how grounded she felt with him, how supported she was emotionally, and how different this connection felt from anything before. It wasn't casual, it wasn't playful, sounded serious. So serious, in fact, that Tiffany even hinted at a future. Not in a fairy tale wedding way, but in a very Tiffany Haddish way. She joked that she didn't want a diamond ring, she wanted an apartment building, something that symbolized longevity, investment, and generational wealth. That wasn't just humor, that was intention. But while Tiffany was building castles in the air, Common seemed to be moving slower, much slower. The imbalance was subtle at first. Tiffany planned a lavish 41st birthday celebration, romantic gestures, experiences, memories. Common, on the other hand, sent flowers. Just flowers. Nice, but not exactly matching the energy. And while that alone isn't a crime, when you zoom out, the effort gap started to become noticeable. Then came the shift. Not long after, Common announced publicly that the relationship had ended. His explanation: busy schedules, busy schedules. According to him, their careers demanded too much time and they simply couldn't make it work. But the internet wasn't buying it. After all, they managed to quarantine together during one of the most restrictive periods in modern history. If they could survive that, suddenly being too busy raised eyebrows? Tiffany, ever the professional, didn't drag him publicly. She stayed gracious, calm, polite. She compared him to a bee going from flower to flower. It's an analogy that said everything without saying too much. It was classy shade, the kind that lets you keep your dignity while still making your point at the time. Seemed like a clean break, but that peace didn't last. Just when Tiffany appeared to have quietly closed that chapter, a new name started, circulating in the same sentence as Common's. Jennifer Hudson, and not just casually. They were seen together events, red carpets, charity functions. It wasn't hidden, it wasn't subtle. This was a full rollout. Jennifer Hudson is not just any celebrity, she's an industry powerhouse, vocalist with once-in-a-generation talent. An EGOT winner, a woman who has endured unimaginable personal loss and still managed to rise, rebuild, and radiate strength. When interviewers asked Common about her, his tone shifted. Suddenly, the man who wasn't ready for marriage was speaking in hypotheticals. That sounded a lot like commitment. He referred to Jennifer as the prototype. He even suggested that if he ever did get married, she would be the one. And the internet collectively paused, because wasn't this the same man who just recently said marriage was too big of a step? The same man who seemed hesitant when Tiffany spoke about long-term plans. Now suddenly, he was open to the idea with someone else. That's when the whispers began, and they weren't quiet. Fans started connecting dots, comparing timelines, revisiting old interviews. The narrative started. shifting from amicable breakup to familiar pattern. And Tiffany, she noticed Tiffany Haddish has never been one to hold back her personality. And while she didn't launch an attack, her commentary became sharper. When a fan once mentioned earrings that Common supposedly gave her, Tiffany laughed it off and casually suggested he probably gave them to Jennifer instead. That wasn't accidental. That was deliberate. It wasn't loud, but it was loud enough. Meanwhile, rumors began swirling that Common's commitment might not be as solid as it looked. Allegations of wandering attention, familiar behavior, and Tiffany seemed entertained, amused, almost like she knew something others didn't, single quotes. At this point, it stopped being just about Jennifer and Tiffany. It became about Common's history, because when you line it up, the pattern is hard to ignore. Let's be honest, Common's dating history reads like a highlight reel of successful, aging, beautiful, accomplished women. Erykah Badu, Serena Williams, Taraji P. Henson, Angela Rye, Tiffany Haddish, Jennifer Hudson. Different women, same ending. Each relationship starts with admiration, deep respect, public praise. He calls them the one. He speaks poetically about love. And then it ends. Several of these women have hinted, sometimes subtly, sometimes not, that fidelity may not have always been present. Erykah Badu once spoke about men having a need to chase and suggested infidelity wasn't necessarily a deal breaker for her. She didn't name names, but context matters. So the question becomes, if this pattern repeated before, what makes this time different? Jennifer Hudson has survived tragedy that would break most people. She's navigated public heartbreak, legal battles, and unimaginable grief. She deserves stability, security, love without an expiration date. And while she currently looks radiant, smiling for cameras, and glowing in interviews, public appearances don't always tell the full story. PR can mask a lot. And history has shown that charm doesn't always equal commitment. Tiffany, meanwhile, isn't just watching from the sidelines. She's calculating. Jennifer and Common were to split. Tiffany has options. She could laugh and let the internet crown her the queen of "I told you so." Or she could re-enter the picture in a way no one expects. Because let's be real, everyone has that one ex. The one you swore you were done with, the one you block, then unblock. The one who texts late at night and suddenly all your boundaries get blurry. Social media is divided. Some are firmly Team Tiffany, believing Jennifer ignored the warning signs. Others defend Jennifer, saying Tiffany should move on. And then there's Team Chaos, the ones who just want maximum drama and front row seats. Where does that leave us now? Jennifer is smiling. Common is avoiding questions. Tiffany is smirking, like she knows something's coming. Is this story over? Not even close. This feels like the calm before the storm. The opening act before the real scandal drops. And when it does, the internet will be ready, screenshots loaded, timelines refreshed, and popcorn in hand? Because if history has taught us anything, it's this. When patterns repeat, the ending is rarely surprising. It's just messier. And when the next chapter unfolds, trust this tea kettle will already be boiling.